And welcome again to this historic event. As was mentioned, I'm actually an engineer by training, but in the Academy I have the role of International Relations Secretary. So I came across Future Earth first at an ICSU meeting. I saw that other countries had got their acts together in terms of the organization. So what we're going to do today, what we're trying to do today, is to bring leaders from the Future Earth, both from Future Earth itself and from countries where they have organized themselves nationally to respond, to bring them in one place, explain what it's all about, how they have organized things in their own countries, and maybe we can learn about how we might try to do that here. So the goals of today are, number one, to raise awareness of Future Earth across the Irish research community, and number two, to communicate potential roles and opportunities for Irish researchers pertaining to this initiative. The event is happening because of Professor Anna Daly here, and her team, who put it together over a long period, twisted lots of arms to get these very important people here today. So I'd like to, again, welcome you. Thank you all for being here, and now introduce our president, Professor MRIA Daly.
Thank you, Peter. And I just want to begin by welcoming everybody to the Royal Irish Academy, particularly those who are on their first visit here today. Do come back and see us again. And very, very special welcome to our distinguished international visitors, especially the speakers, who will be introduced later by Peter. Peter is an engineer, I'm a historian, and you might think there's something rather incongruous about getting a historian to open a conference on Future Earth. All I can say is that I have devoted a lot of my time to looking at demographic and other kinds of change, particularly in Ireland. I will later today give a seminar going through the horrors of the 19th century in Ireland in terms of the Great Famine and the demographic challenges that it created. So I understand some of this in the past, and I hope that gives me an appreciation of its significance for the future. I don't think I need to reiterate to this audience, because you're all interested parties, the importance of this Future Earth programme. It affects every one of us on this planet. And those of us who are here today, the academics, the representatives of the public bodies, the NGOs, research agencies, have an obligation to bring our research and our networks to bear to promote this programme and to promote not just the research, but implementation and communication. This is a very important event for the Royal Irish Academy. We are involved in it, as Peter said, through our membership of ICSU, the International Council for Science. And indeed, we're delighted to welcome Franz Berghoff from ICSU, who's the interim director of the Future Earth programme, to this meeting. But one of the key goals for the Academy is to bring together in an open and comfortable space leading international and national researchers and a wider civic community, those who are involved in policy, those who are involved in NGOs, those who are involved in the implementation and the communication and the dissemination of knowledge of research. And not just to inform them, but to promote conversations between both parties as to how we can best achieve our goals. So today is very, very important. Research in these topics is vital, but so too is to develop a more effective mechanism for transmitting this research into policy, into legislation, both nationally and globally. And what I particularly welcome is the fact that this Future Earth programme involves both the natural sciences and the social sciences, because the Royal Irish Academy is an academy that combines these disciplines, and I think it does give us a strength that we can bring to bear in this particular space. So I just want to conclude by saying that I hope that the speakers and the audience will come away at the end of the day with new knowledge and with great commitment to the goals of the Future Earth programme. And I want to assure you, on behalf of the Royal Irish Academy, that the Academy is fully committed to this programme, and we look forward to further events in partnership with other academies, with ICSU, and with the wider Irish community. So thank you very much, and I'll hand you back to Peter.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, so thank you. Our first speaker is going to tell us what it's all about. So the keynote address is by Professor Franz Berkhout of ICSU, who's the interim director of the Future Earth program. He's also professor of Environment, Society and Climate in the Department of Geography at King's College. He was director of the Institute for Environmental Studies in the Amsterdam Global Change Institute in the Netherlands. And he's was director of the UK Economic and Social Research Council's Global Environmental Change and Sustainable Technologies programs. He's lead author in Working Group 2 of the 5th Assessment Report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and holds a number of other scientific and policy advisory roles. He's a very difficult man to get hold of. I was at an ICSU meeting and he was supposed to be there, but he was far too busy to be able to make it at that time. So we're absolutely delighted that he has taken the time to share significant insights with us today. So, friends.